One, quorum present. This is being recorded by Middleboro Community Cable Access. Anybody else recording?
No.
No? Okay. We'll start the meeting.
It isn't. You want to live out there in the world of sand and surf.
It's a little different this time around.
Okay, April 9th. New business. Any unanticipated things coming up?
Unanticipated. Shit, didn't anticipate this much water this year.
Speaking of which, since you've been gone, Dave's been in charge of the boards. I hate to say it, but you may be out of a job. We haven't had one complaint.
Of course not.
Of
You have water.
cavitation.
You have water. Yeah, a lot of water.
All right, new business. Accept minutes from the February 12th and the March 20th meetings.
So moved.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Dave to accept, we have a second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
No one opposed? Okay, pass unanimous. On to old business. So actually, nothing here about Mac coming in.
Oh,
Let's discuss that first.
yeah. He's just,
Mac breakdown of what's going on.
yeah, Max expressed some interest in working with us, so I invited him into the meeting so he could get to know us and kind of see what goes on. I sent him our standard email about what we do and why we do it. And
Okay.
you got any questions or anything you'd
No,
like to
I'm here
bring
to
up?
listen. I'm here to listen.
Well, you'll hear a lot. Hot air.
Max,
I have to, just for the record, the full name you want?
MacDonald.
McDonald?
MacDonald is my first name. Sprague, S-P-R-E-G-U-E, the third.
Very good.
yeah, Max working with the Western Forest,
Yep.
and he was on the tourism committee for a number of years.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for volunteering.
Yeah.
Well, he's got to check us out.
He's all around outdoors kind of guy.
Yeah.
Well, this is good for outdoors, and there's a lot to do. It involves a river
Right.
all around it, and it's kind of seasonal, but it is year-round.
Yep.
You know, it just gets heavy now when the fish come in, and different things of maintenance needs we do for the rivers, Eddy River.
Everything revolves around the fact that we have a minor authority. We have minor agreement with the Conservation Commission that we can go in and do handwork in the river and things like that, no equipment or, big projects.
Unless we go for a permit.
People misunderstand sometimes, like we did get a permit to do weed removal, and suddenly they wanted us to get in the ponds and do it and everything else, but that has nothing to do with herring, and we can't overstep our authorities, or we'd end up with nothing.
Yep.
So-
And we can't do anything we can't do with, body of volunteers. I mean, it's not a full-time job for everybody here.
And, well, as you heard, like Dave was taking care of the boards, I was supposed to be doing it.
But he
Because we're a 7-member group, things like being able to go out and get materials, let's say, or do the boards, we vote on somebody to do those things, so we don't have a Chinese fire drill with everybody doing something different.
Right.
So we try to communicate with each other and make sure that we're all moving in the same direction, same concerns, whatever.
What he means by the boards is having one at Wareham Street. As the ladder goes down, we adjust the boards according to the height of the water.
Yep.
I think with the way the rain's going, and it's just, you're always chasing your tail, but after the first opening, Dave's done pretty well with it, so we have a good backup plan.
Yeah, I added a couple of boards over the last couple of weeks to slow it down a little bit, but right now, as of today, there's 11 inches going over the board, so.
Yeah,
Over
when
the
I,
top.
when I had set it up before I left, in fact, I did a chart and everything, but I did this, put the same amount of boards all the way up. That's when I started to see those changes again. There's a couple of spots that when the fish ladder was built, they didn't specifically measure the heights when they put them in, so they're not, you can put the same amount all the way up and you'll end up with issues.
Mess, big mess.
The other thing that you gotta learn is, we have a huge problem right now from the headwaters of the Nemasket River, which is the Assawamsett Dam, down to Wareham Street. We have invasive weed issues and we have sedimentation issues. For example, the lake's been at flood stage. So in February, the lake level is up here, and Ron had to pull all the boards out down at Wareham Street, 3 miles away, so we could get water to go over the run.
Right.
Now, since then, it's come up, but the problem is it doesn't drain from the dam down to Wareham Street. We've been working on that for years.
And it doesn't drain from Oliver Mills to the Taunton River either.
Yeah, because right now, the Taunton River is this high, and our river's this high, so it's pushed back 300 yards. You know, so it's not draining down there.
Okay.
But that's a huge issue. All right, and because it's such a huge issue, everyone looks in the springtime and says, oh, wow, you got plenty of water, that's great. Well, if you ever seen it in August, when it's just a mass of weeds and invasive milfoil and it's stagnant, that's when our herring fry get back into the river, and most of them, they're not making it back, they're dying in there. So we've been working on trying to clean up this river. You'll hear a lot about that.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have about 300 feet on the river.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
as wide as I've ever seen it. You know, I live right across from Peconi Farm, like literally, I mean, I'm looking right at it. And the last few years it's been low, but now it's back to like, people think I live in a lake. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never been able to kayak right across straight. I mean, I know how to get into the
Yeah.
Peconi Farm, my little, inlets, but this is, I've never had it this high. I mean, I know it's been this high, I think 2007 is pretty high.
2010 is when we had the flood.
Yeah,
10, 11, and 12.
It's been that high maybe 3 times since I've been around.
It's been- yeah,
Since
it's been-
76, but, we're a slave to Mother Nature.
oh yeah.
It's one of the few times it's been high the entire summer, from last spring to this spring. Usually it goes down quite a bit in the summer. The springtime levels are usually pretty good. We don't really have a lot of trouble, but it's the summertime when things go down. This year we've been lucky.
The one control that we have when water is scarcer is the dam at Wareham Street. And they haven't been able to let it down because of the flooding issues
Downstream.
downstream. They've had the dam up all year long. It's never been dropped because, well, you're downstream. I'm downstream a little further on the other side. And, yeah, there's a lot of water.
Okay.
Old business, river conditions and maintenance needs. Kind of discussed as we go along here anyways, with the pond, river, and fish report.
So I think we just discussed the river conditions.
Yeah.
As of today, I noticed down at Oliver Mill, there's a lot of fish that are under that D channel bridge, and there's some that are pushing up into the H channel, although there's not a lot of water that's going over those boards in the H channel. So I don't know if dropping like one more board on either side of the, we've got that center centerpiece is blocked up with plywood, but there's only like one board on the 2 side lights of that. I don't know if we want to drop another board on either side of that, and it would probably shut off the H channel. But there's minimal number of fish in the H. There's a lot of them in the D. It's like our biggest biggest years that we've had them in the D channel. It's back up to that level right now. But there's nothing we can do at the D channel if we don't, other than sandbags and the bigger boards like we did a couple of years ago. That's the only way that the D channel's gonna change.
Well, we got more water coming next couple of days.
When we talk about Oliver Mill, the main channel is the A channel.
That's the river. It's not a
The river.
channel.
It's the fish ladder.
Yeah.
Then the next
It's the
one we
fish
call-
ladder, it's the A
Okay.
channel.
Next one's
So from
the,
the parking lot
The
over.
D
to
channel is the main
So
channel of
where
the
the
river.
bridge is,
It's dammed.
that's what we call the D channel.
Okay.
Then the little ones
All
are
right.
just to make it easy. So
No, thank you.
How I tell people is when they get upset and they see them under the bridge at the D channel, I say, those are our D students.
Yeah.
The A students get it right the first
Right,
shot,
right,
they go
right.
right up. The B students, they missed it by a little. The C students, but these are the D, they'll figure it out.
Right.
So just so, when they're talking about, it's like, people use so many acronyms nowadays, I don't know what the hell anyone's talking about, but that just makes it simple for them.
No, no, thank you.
I'm just wondering how many are pooling up in that huge area that's there now. You know, normally they don't have a chance to
There's-
pool. They have a chance to pool up there now,
There's a
too.
there's a bunch pooling above and a bunch pooling below.
Wow.
Above and below
The runs,
the runs.
yeah.
Oh, I
Because they
don't know.
certainly moved up, now, Tom, you were just at Wareham Street, right?
Yeah,
I've never seen the bay that full of fish yet this spring. I mean, when I was counting it around, I think it was there around 1 o'clock or so, and you could see them, you know, before you'd see one or two in the counting bay, and then today there were like dozens.
but see, even right now, he was talking about, we count them at the very top of Wareham Street. Okay, once they cross that board, they don't come back in the river. In all the other ladders, they go back and forth, they push back and forth. But even down at the diverter dam, like across, there's still a few fish across, but they're only packed in down to where the bricks are.
All
You
right.
know where that granite step is
Yeah,
down there,
yeah.
past that? We only saw them, I was down there with Dave, we only saw them filled in to where the bricks are. They weren't down farther in the river.
Oh, really?
There were no fins down on the right-hand side or anything.
Because when I was I thought, boy, here they are, you know, they're moving up now.
Well, they're right there at the river, just a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But I mean, earlier this year, we even saw fins on the right-hand side.
Oh, yeah, way over on the right, yeah.
Yes, but no
When
fins
the-
today.
when
They're
the-
only up to the bricks.
Marine fisheries guys were there, trying to sample. They barely got 35. They
Yeah.
came to sample. But on the other side of the river, all you saw was fins
Yep.
swimming around in the pool.
So even though it looks like a lot right now, it's still, the river hasn't filled in from what it was like
All
a
right.
couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, they're pushing through Oliver Mill, but they're just these last couple of sunny days, they've started pushing back. We've been getting, 0 to
Oh, yeah.
1, 2,
Oh, I've
3.
been- yeah. It was a
Now,
little
today
scary.
we're getting decent counts, but it's
Yeah.
just one day of sun.
We've had, the day had mostly two-digit counts from like 50 to 80 averaging.
Yeah,
And the last two
Today.
counts were
Yep.
a couple of hundred. We're
Hundreds.
talking counts for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes at a time going over the board.
I guess we're lucky in the water's still fairly cold, so it's not, the fish won't be dropping back from heat exhaustion or anything
You
else.
know, but at least it's finally got up to 50,
50.
52
Did it hit
degrees.
50?
yeah, it hit, when I was there it was 50
Yeah.
and later it was 52.
52.
Wow.
Along that line, we got an email from Pat today from Rhode Island,
Marine fisheries?
DEM, Environmental Management. They asked us for 2,000 fish to restock, and we gave them permission to come on down. They wanted to come down, last week, was it?
2 weeks ago.
And,
We
2
had
weeks
no
ago,
fish.
and we had no fish. We told them, "Hey, stay home, you're not gonna get anything." We got another text today that he'd like to come tomorrow morning at 9:30. And I sent him one response that we'd talk about it and get a consensus tonight, but, I gave him kind of the history of the last couple of weeks, that today was the first day we've seen any fish at all, and it would be kind of hard, I think, for him to pull a load, even if it's sunny tomorrow. It's supposed to be cold overnight, so, whatever the group thinks as far as him being able to come tomorrow morning and get a load.
They actually considered a loan. I don't know, did you aware that when they take the fish over there, they put them in a pond, they spawn, then they go back to sea, but then they come back here. So they're not taking them
We loan them.
permanently.
We're not giving-
It's
Yeah,
a
we're
loan.
assuming most of the adults will come back here next
Right,
year.
most of the adults come back,
Yeah.
but the ones that are born in those ponds will hopefully go back to those ponds. So
In
that's
3
why it's a
years.
loan, hopefully.
Well, same as Tom had that issue last year with our own marine fisheries taking samples with the first batch that came in. Do we want to sacrifice the early fish again? You know, that may be, again, why the counts are low at the beginning of the season versus the middle or the end of the season, is we're sacrificing the earliest.
I'd like to see more fish go up through the ladder before we give up some. Maybe after the weekend. Supposed to be really sunny on Monday, Tuesday.
I kind of feel that same thing. When, you know, looking at the history, it used to be, reading the old Middleboro history, they were protected from February to June, which means the run was a hell of a lot different then than it is now. And given the mortality rate of recent years, I'd like to see, give them every chance in the world, you know, maybe tell them the next time we get 2 or 3 sunny days would be the best time to come. or
Yeah,
something.
I'm thinking along the same line that I'm not so much worried about sacrificing fish, but I just don't think they're gonna be lucky enough to really get a load to make it worthwhile to do a stocking trip.
Yeah.
Seeing as we've, and I told him, I said, we've been getting, 0 to 5 counts over
Yeah.
the last couple of weeks, and today was literally the first day that we've been getting 50 to 80
Consistent
counts.
double
Yeah.
digits.
Who
So,
knows how long it will last? It's only been, 2 days.
yeah, and, it's gonna be rainy again Thursday and Friday, so,
You want to make a
You fish it all-
motion that we should
you
put that on
fish
it all-
hold?
Okay,
I don't have the patience.
all right.
I don't know.
Well, I troll because I don't have patience. But anyway, the problem is, our count used to average between 550,000 and 750,000 a year. In the past 2 years, we had 269 or 59,000, and last year we had 139.
Wow.
So our count is steadily going down. There's multiple reasons for it. Trawlers,
You can't say
seals.
steadily going down with only 2 years, but
Yeah, but again, the point that I've discussed with Dave and whatever is, right now it's taken, Department of Marine Fishery comes once a week and they sample up, they take 100 fish. They sample for the age, the sex and whatever. And my complaint to Marine Fisheries was, we have a lot of new counters. Let them come and at least get a count of 1, 2, or 3 before you take 100 fish. That might take another week before you come down there and do zeros and you say, what the hell am I doing this for? Let them to at least see fish. So they at least waited this year. Now, as far as giving away 1,000
it's a
fish,
drop in the bucket.
yeah, it might be a drop in the bucket, but again, this is the first time our fish have filled in that we're getting counts 50 to 80.
So I'll make a
So-
motion, if it takes a motion rather than just a discussion, that they be advised to wait a week or so until we get some sunny days and the ladder fills up.
Yeah,
We can give them a call.
I don't think, I was gonna say, I don't think we need a motion, it's just, we've already given them permission to take, it's just giving them the heads up as to,
Right.
if they're gonna be able to take anything or not
Right.
until it fills in more.
You're in touch with them primarily, or who's in?
Yeah, I can either, if you want me to,
If you got the phone up, we can call them right
Okay.
now and just
Okay.
say,
So
Probably
postpone
better
another
to
week?
wait.
send them an email right now, but
okay,
Yeah, I just told them to get to them beginning of next week, back to them,
and
Because
see
they
how
need to plan
next week
too.
goes.
You have to plan for you to get the truck ready.
Yeah.
yeah, that's, I don't know how
We tell them we give a
quick they
call
can grab their
Monday.
crew.
Tell them to watch the weather.
Yeah,
If
we'll
he sees
check
2 or
in.
3 sunny days, he'll probably get a call.
Yeah.
Or we hope he'd be able to give him a call.
Well, Sunday and Monday supposedly is kind of nice, and Tuesday, but
I'm seeing all mid-upper 60s all next week, all
Yeah.
into Thursday.
yeah,
That's good.
mid-40s at night, so river will stay warm.
The river's been running around 40
Yeah.
Yeah,
for the last couple of weeks.
for the last few weeks, it's been running in the 40s. It took us 2 or 3 days ago, it finally got back up to 46. And then again, we started to get counts in 10, 7 to 10. I counted out how many we did on the whole page, it was 39 fish. And
Yeah.
that's over 2 days.
Yeah, oh no, it's been low.
So again, I'd rather wait until we see some fish come in before we start giving them away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, plus they can't take any if there's no fish there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not worth the trip.
Okay. So we'll do that. You can touch with that one.
Yeah, I'm
Dave will.
Okay.
sending
Stay
him an
in touch
email
with
as
that.
we speak.
Hot off the press.
in my own opinion is, I mean, our fish spawn in the Assawamsett Pond Complex. They hit Assawamsett. They travel 23 miles from the beginning of the Taunton River with the Braga Bridges up into the dam. 23 miles, then some go 2 miles across Assawamsett, all the way up Snake River and all the way to the end of Long Pond. Some go 2 miles across Assawamsett, the other way into Parkshire, and then into Great Quiticus. So they travel all that far. So my own opinion is the ones that come first travel the farthest to the outlying ponds because it's based on temperature when they spawn between 55 and 60. So the last ones that come up, once the water reaches 50, 55 degrees, they start screaming. Once they hit the ponds and the water temperature is close to spawning, the remaining ones drop at Assawamsett. That's my own personal opinion.
And he's sticking to it.
And I stick to it, yeah.
Okay, river work. Any more change for the eco harvester? Remember that he asked, the question, he asked for 2,000 feet?
Yes, as far as, it passed both con-cons, but with flying colors. There was an email sent out by Misty Ann citing a 219 issue as far as taking, again, that federal permit thing, taking and not harming and whatever. So I wrote an email back to Maria and Danica and Nancy Yates from the Con in Lakeville and Tricia. The only response I got was last week. Tricia was on vacation for a week. And she responded and said it's something that, you know, they have to look into. But again, I don't know why this came up when there's been 3 weed pulls on Long Pond. And this issue hasn't affected them at all.
Right.
And they used, I showed Dave today the copy of their permit. They used our river permit attached to their permit to get the job done up there. So
Okay.
I don't know what to say at this point. I just hope, I talked to Dave and he said maybe if we send the same white paper, but I'd like to talk to them first and see if they would get back to me.
Good luck.
Well, I mean, this is Maria and Danica who's funding it.
Okay. 2, project updates, Wareham Street TPW site. You know, there's a lot of action going on down there now.
Tomorrow morning, they're supposed to start taking out their buried underground tank, followed by demolition of all the outbuildings. We should have access to the ladder without any trouble. If we don't, I'll work with Matt.
Okay. APC update? Any meetings ahead this week?
Dave went to the last meeting in March when I was gone.
You were on.
Discuss that.
Any changes in that? Anything in the report?
Nothing new since then.
No.
They're doing measurements currently. They're doing, what is it, the 3rd, the 4th river survey.
Yeah, pictures of ours.
And they're doing measurements. I noticed yesterday and a couple of days ago, they were doing measurements for at the Snake River culvert. As far as any actual work, they're talking maybe 2 or 3 years down the road still. As they're too busy planning their plans and studying their plans and planning their studies and by then, everything's gone 2 years ahead, so they have to
Redo it
replan,
over
they have to
again.
redo everything.
Yeah, just for your information, we got involved with taking out the silt at the head of the river and creating a maintenance pad. We were lucky enough to be awarded some money through Representative Oral. We did the plans, did the surveys, measured every stone in the dam and every tree up and down the river. We turned those plans, we turned them over to Representative Oral, got a copy, and all those that care. The head of, at that time, was Serped, or our representative at Serped, and so on. And the APC, Assawampset Pond Complex, is an organization of all the towns that are involved with the great ponds. And they, in their infinite wisdom, went out and got some money, and they're studying doing the same thing that we already did the plans for. And we were hoping to get
Which
the
is-
silt out of the river, but it's not happening right yet.
Which there's the plan done in 1968, another one done in, 72, then another one done in 78, another one done in 82, then our latest one that was done in 2021.
So we've had plenty of plans and
Got a
no
list of
action.
plans.
Bless you.
Now they have to do some more planning. I have 3 questions that I ask everyone. What does a builder do?
Builds,
What does a painter do?
paints,
$50,000 question. What does a planner do?
plans.
God love you. You're on. As far as I'm concerned, he's on the committee, he's got common sense.
Okay. Moving on, we already covered the eco-harvester weed removal update, correct?
Yeah.
Don't need to go into that. We can discuss the
All right,
herring.
Before we go
back
on,
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, just,
Do you know what an eco-harvester
Is
is?
this the machine that is de-weeding?
Pull the
Yes.
weeds,
Yes.
yes.
yeah, pulls
Saw
up by the
pictures up
roots.
from our last, okay.
Question, are they willing to do it for the same kind of pricing? Or is anybody dealing with them on
Yeah,
that sort of issue?
the price is, I've got the price. It's gone,
It was
Oh,
like
of course.
it was like 3,500 a day.
yeah, 3,500 a day,
Okay,
or whatever.
that was what we paid before. or
No,
close
it
to
wasn't that.
2,500.
It's 25? Yeah.
It's
Okay.
more.
Well, plus
it's gonna
like
cost 20
500 for their trailer or something that was an
Yeah.
add-on.
Right.
Ron, I have all these, but I just haven't looked at them, just.
No,
I've been
no,
too
I was
upset. But
just
yes,
wanted to know.
John
if those-
Crane is
Yeah.
gonna do it for the same price,
Okay,
the exact same price. The Echo Harvester, C&D has gone up, and that's because they bought a lot of different equipment.
they held the price for 3
Yeah,
years
they
for us
did, yeah.
before,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
God's sakes, it's gotta go up.
But,
Yeah,
right,
held it for us
but
for a
now
long time.
he's already done 3 weed removals at Long Pond.
That's not us.
I know, but I'm just saying. But John
We
Crane,
promoted for them.
John Crane has held the same price for us,
Excellent.
Okay.
No, that's nice.
yes.
Okay.
It's gonna come under the budget. I'm sorry, Ron, I just,
Oh, no,
I've
no,
had
that's-
those figures, I'm just, at this
that's-
point, I
I was
don't
just
remember.
curious.
But yes, I do have the price and
Okay.
the quote for it.
Okay, I just want to know if
I'll let
they were
you know.
involved, that's all.
Oh, yes, they're involved in, yep, we got them for 4 days.
Okay, let's move on to the herring festival,
We had some- Yep,
next Saturday and Sunday.
it's this
Well, I mean,
this Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday.
I will be-
3 days from now.
We're so far away for a long time.
We've got our confirmation. I'll give you that just for the files.
Responsibility to
I already,
pair up with it.
okay, I was there, I already said.
I guess
I'd be there.
Ron and Tom are going to be at Wareham Street. We need people just to cover our table, plus wandering around and keeping an eye on the fish and the people during the Saturday and Sunday days.
I'll be there Saturday.
I'll be there all day, both days.
Somebody's got to herd
This
the
herring
cats.
festival, well, you're on the tourism committee,
It was.
it has nothing to do with the herring commission. It's a tourism thing, as you know, to try to get business into here.
So we should
Well,
arrive
tourism
there around
people do.
9:30 would be plenty?
I would say,
So anyway, so
what
we
does that say,
volunteer.
10 o'clock for
Yeah,
load-in?
it officially opens
David
at
and
10.
his wife, you know, they're involved in that. so-
Yep.
Well,
You
10
just make
10
sure
for
we have
load-in,
people
right?
there.
Or
All vehicles
So
must
when
be
people
removed.
are-
I thought they said it was 10 to
We run
4
like go to
as far as when the
Yeah.
actual
So, I thought it was
Festival
11,
would
but
be
yeah,
on.
yeah, I mean, 9:30, 10 o'clock
Alright.
to show up.
Okay.
Down there, Oliver Mill.
Unfortunately, we don't have any free parking,
No,
so you're
I
on your own
noticed
for parking.
On top of the hill,
Yeah,
That's
$5.
$5.
it's a nice walk down there.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Why
it's
not on
just
the other
nice
side
to
of
be there for
Plymouth Street?
Some
That-
people
that
get out of here.
Grassy area.
Those
Park your car there
Indian
alongside the
signs,
road,
they're
off
very
the road.
confusing.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
as far as the
other people
Indians
have that,
go,
or?
they're the only
I have no
people
idea.
that
As long
legally
as
have
they're
a
off
right
the
to
road, I don't
harvest
think there's
herring.
any
Right.
issues. It's only if you
We
got
were
a
out there
car
over the
parked on
weekend,
the road, they
checking
get
out the water
upset.
height, and I'm like, can we not go down there?
Unless
It
they
doesn't
go and
say
put
for
the signs
harvesting.
up.
It
They
says
at least
some
put the
of them-
signs up, no
I
parking.
forget how it's phrased, but, and somebody put it on Middleboro, other people were commenting on it too, like, so he said, does that mean I can't go on there? Or, and somebody said, I think it means you can't grab fish.
Yeah.
I was confused by it.
It's for
what?
harvesting.
The signs, it says only a card-carrying member of, and I'm paraphrasing.
We
Yeah.
didn't put any of those up.
Yeah, whatever, yeah,
that's the
some of
state.
them, and some of them, it doesn't say for fishing, it just says only card-carrying members of tribes, and I'm like, only what? We can't go down in that section? I can't, like, I wasn't sure. Literally, my girlfriend and I looked at each other, we're like, can we not walk down there? We weren't
Yeah,
sure.
right. Huh,
No, you can walk down anywhere. And we have signs that are from the state, and it just states that Native Americans are the only ones that can legally harvest herring, and it's for their subsistence.
That's,
So
well,
some Indians may come and have a feast, and they take 90 fish, and then another Indian may come and take 600 or 700, because he's a lobsterman, that's for his subsistence.
Right.
So that's how that goes.
Right. Let's see how that goes.
Okay, we all set with the
Here's
herring
the eco
festival?
harvest.
Yeah, I want to see what that thing looked like.
so all the handouts and everything you,
I've got a box full of them.
okay,
We don't, generally, we don't give away a whole lot of
No.
them,
No.
so I think what I've got is probably gonna be sufficient.
I've got a couple of boxes, I think mostly the blue cartoon ones, not the yellows. I
Yeah.
think I got.
Okay.
So if you need any, I got some.
I think Dave has yellow ones.
I've got the yellow, the
Oh, you
blue,
have the blue, okay.
the 4-page handout, and the kid handouts.
Okay.
okay,
That should be sufficient.
He's got it
Good.
all.
very good.
All right, on to the next one, herring fishery presentation for TRWA on the 16th, which is a Monday.
Yeah. That's, by the way,
Is
that
that Patriots Day for us, Massachusetts?
probably. Yeah. By the way, that's the start of school vacation week, so everybody who's available should put in extra time down there at Wareham Street and Oliver Mill, because there's usually, if it's good weather, there's usually a bunch more kids there than
Yeah.
normally during the week. I gave 2 presentations already. One was to the Lakeville Garden Club, and one was to the Girl Scouts. We had one that was going to be a fairly big presentation for Taunton River Watershed Group on the 4th,
April 4th at
which
10.
canceled because of rain. And this one, the 16th, is going to be TRWA,
Tuesday.
basically a kids
Is that
program.
a Tuesday or Monday?
That's a Tuesday, I got it as a
16th,
Or
Tuesday.
maybe a Tuesday.
Yeah.
But anyway, but that's a kid thing
Starting
for
at 10.
their kids during school vacation week. That's going to be just the basic, Herring 101 kid
Yeah.
program.
On the 16th?
Yep, starting
Okay.
at 10.
Because Sally hasn't rescheduled that, right, for the,
Not that I know of,
okay.
unless they change that and make that part of the one that we were going to do on the 4th, which was going to be more of a thing at Wareham Street, the presentation at Wareham Street, then a tour of Oliver Mill and either the dam or up between the lakes to see the spawning grounds. That was the same thing we did for the Rivers Alliance a couple of years ago.
So we are, after the presentation on Warren Street, you're planning on going up to the Assawamsett Dam? or-
Not unless not the one on the 16th,
Okay,
unless
okay.
they change
That
it and
sounds like
combine
we
the
could,
other
though.
ones, because the 16th one is supposed to be just a
Kids, right,
a
that
kid
could be awkward.
presentation.
Yep. Okay, yeah, I should be able to make that.
Yeah. I don't have any other ones scheduled.
Good. Communications and bills?
I paid the telephone bill, again, it was $8 to $10.
What?
$8 to $10.
For what?
For the, it's for our light there.
They said telephone bill.
Excuse me. I did say telephone bill. It was the electric bill.
Get off the phone and get the ladder, will ya?
It's the electric bill. I'm sorry.
Do we have communications here?
Only other communication was the annual canoe and duck race will be held on the 27th, which is a Saturday, with a rain date of Saturday, May 4th.
Is that April 27th?
Yep. The last Saturday of the month. Old Bridge Street down to Oliver Mill. Again, there's nothing really for us to be involved with unless you just want to go see the race or, show your smiling face down there as a representative for the herring.
The bad river conditions and the weeds and all that affects the park department as far as the canoe and kayak race. I mean, it's, partly to their benefit, if, they would step in and do some of the river cleanup. I know they clean up the length of the race,
Yeah, they do the race portion.
but I mean, even like the top of Wareham Street, just where the old DPW is, get that all cleaned out. That's a big portage for the canoe race.
And they may,
Anybody who does the river, it's a portage. You can't go over the dam.
Didn't Fallon probably put a float across there to keep people from going to the dam?
there's a sign,
There's a sign on the.
There is.
when you
There's a
approach
sign
the
up there,
bridge.
yeah.
Okay.
But
People don't read it.
But even that's fairly recent. Within the last 10 years, there was never anything before that. It was like you either know the river or have a surprise.
Yeah. And, if you know the river, sometimes it's a hard time to find how to get out of there. Yeah, it's just growing in so much.
Yeah, they may try and whack out some of the you can't get to the canoe landing at Oliver Mill.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
That's right, last year.
that's right. Last year we did it, we had a blaze a trail.
They just
When did we go last year?
the elected park commission just
It was
doesn't
like
care.
June. Was it June? It wasn't the heat of summer, but it
Yeah.
was
They
after
probably don't want to go through the
warm enough to get
agony
wet.
of
Yeah,
getting a
yeah.
permit to
I'll
go
never forget
Getting
the
a permit.
rapids
Oh,
and
yeah.
being turned around backwards. I'm still amazed we didn't
Oh,
swamp or tip over. That was a
That's
rough,
like now.
that was a rough ride. All the brush on the side.
Was that Elise that did this?
Yeah, that's a lease.
Is her
Okay,
name Trice?
anything else?
I don't know.
Anything else to bring up before we,
I don't have anything else.
okay,
Yes.
I think she works for
being
me.
7:40,
I
we
can't
have a
remember.
motion to,
7:40?
So moved.
Yes,
Motion to
second.
adjourn.
we have a
I'll
motion to
second.
adjourn by Dave, got a second, Ron? All in favor?
Aye.
No one opposed? Unanimous?